see one of these is strong. I don't know which one it is though. I'm calling. I didn't know if there was a main network.
There is a main network. It's a guest network.
So when anyone comes,
you just have to put your email in and send you a code.
Hey, pal. Apparently it's a guest network, so you should be able to just join it. But I guess it won't take you to a login page through the live though, will it?
Is he just saying you?
Are you making your own network?
Yeah.
We've got a network here.
All right, okay.
Is that the strong one? Have you got an Ethernet cable?
I do, yes.
Get us an Ethernet cable.
Hang on, 1 second, mate.
And all your troubles will be solved.
Sometimes our Ethernet port doesn't work for that unit.
Then some of your problems might not be solved.
But we'll give it a go. I'm going to try putting the Ethernet cable in. They've got, I think they're making their own network for modems, so. We'll soon find out if it works. Right, that's in now. I know, no worries. The Wi-Fi hasn't worked around, no worries. Well, it says, I'm seeing it's what, nearly 6, so it's well, there's some confusion, it seems to be okay. Can you see that, Ethernet?
Yeah, good. How are you? Rob's seeing us great. And then I'm just waiting to hear back from.
Right, okay.
Okay. I mean, I've seen it. It's on the live, like it's legal here.
Yeah. Okay.
But no, I said that. I said it seems handy at this.
Alright, okay, fine, no worries. Cheers, pal.
Oh,
Cheers, bye. Oh, we can't see it yet, but we might as well leave it in.
okay. Yeah.
If that's alright with you. If you don't mind us using that, then piggyback in your
No,
network.
not at all. That's fine, mate. Sorry. Yannick? Beautiful. Okay, well that's what we want. Tremendous. Okay, and Rob's confirmed that all 3 streams are working okay. Fine, no problem at all. That's fine, it'll be fine, I'm sure. Alright, fine. Cheers. Oh, it's insulated as well. Looks mint. Alright, fine. Cheers. It won't be on YouTube. It's on the back end of YouTube.
Okay.
But they'll only make it public with 5 minutes ago. Because then when you go back to it, like at a later date, you want half an hour to get straight. So. Okay.
Happy. Yes, thank you very much.
Is it going down okay?
Yeah, so it looks good. We're,
No reason why you shouldn't
but sometimes we've had problems with it, but we should just be the main source. But
yeah, should override.
should just overwrite everything, but for some reason that unit doesn't, so.
Okay then. Alright, cool.
But it's pushing, what, 5, 6 on the sims, so we should be okay.
Yeah. There's 4 sims in the.
There's 4 in that, but it's only pushing 2 at the moment.
Okay.
It seems to be okay with it, so
Cool,
that's
cool.
great, thank you.
Alright, pal. You haven't got a computer or anything.
I've got a laptop, yeah.
Do you want a monitor? Because you've got 40-second delay on. So you can see.
I mean, I can see it.
Yeah, but that's as it's happening. Whereas if you had a multi signal return thing, you can see stuff that happens.
Yeah. The guest one's not good enough for it. Try it.
Fine. Okay.
If they weren't on it.
Yeah, sure. It's one more thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay.
I haven't been with it.
Well,
You know, I can always, sometimes I've got my phone and YouTube video.
Are you okay pressing right? You don't have to frantically point for it. You sure?
You didn't need to last time.
And then goals, whoever's free does it.
I'll do it.
You happy to do it?
Because you'll be following the action. It's part of my process in my head.
You got, yeah, okay. Cool.
Goals, yellow cards, subs.
Yes,
That's what we do, isn't it?
that's all we do. Basically on the white side.
And hopefully they won't look multiple players at the same time this time. You seen them change the handball rule again?
No.
It's the saying now that accidental handball leads to a teammate scoring a goal or having a goal scoring opportunity will no longer be considered an offence. So the rule they brought in to counteract that volley goal against Man City has now been
Yeah.
ruled out. Chalked up.
I've just replied to that. Check all. Is this just
So, a very good afternoon and welcome to Wolves TV's coverage of the under-23s against top of the table Leeds United here at Agbra Stadium in Kidderminster.
Could all match attendees please ensure they're seated with a gap of at least 3 seats?
Wolves have been in good form, winning both their games last week, looking to continue that run against a Leeds side who have run away with it at the top of Premier League 2, Division 2. 14 points the gap between these two sides. Wolves in third, Leeds top of the table, but Wolves do have a significant number of games in hand that a victory here this afternoon would put a little bit of pressure on the high-flying side from Yorkshire. Wolves with a new name in goal. Louis Molden is on trial from Manchester City, the England under-19 international. Being taken a good look at with an opportunity to replace Andreas Sondergaard, who has played every game in PL2 Division 2 so far. Some big names in that Leeds starting lineup, including Rodrigo Moreno and Gaetano Berardi. They also have Ian Poveda on the bench as well, as the top of the table side go pretty strong. This should be an intriguing meeting of two free scoring teams. It was 2-2 when they met earlier on in the campaign. Luke Cundall, the Wolves skipper, produced an absolute stunner into the top corner after Wolves had been 2-0 down at the break. Theo Corbeanu had got one back just earlier on. Wolves will be wearing black armbands this afternoon in memory and tribute to our sadly departed friend Graham Hughes, who passed away on Friday at the age of 87. So nearly ready to get going. Leeds to get us underway. Can Wolves get a big victory and close the gap at the top? And send a big message to the rest of PL2 Division 2. The Wolves with the trialist Louis Molden in goal. Jack Scott, Nigel Lonvike, Lewis Richards and Hugo Bueno, the back four today. Hong Wan will be the holding man in midfield. Luke Cundall and Owen Hesketh just ahead of him. Theo Corbeanu, Austin Samuels and Chem Campbell, the three up top. And that's Corbeanu chasing, and he'll settle for the throw. Both Austin Samuels and Chem Campbell on the score sheet in the victory at Fulham last Friday. That was Scott's throw. Corbeanu putting pressure on. Not quite enough. Leeds with Elia Capriel in goal. Cody Drame is the right back. Charlie Cresswell, Gaetano Berardi, Liam McCarron, Stuart McKinsey, Noah Kennett, Charlie Allen in the midfield, Bobby Camwer, Max Dean and Rodrigo, the forwards. And Berardi finding Drama. This is Kennett. Leeds with numbers, committed forwards. Rodrigo for McCarron, getting it back again. Trying to get a bit of interplay with Bobby Camwer, but that was well intercepted. And Hesketh finding Samuels. And Charlie Cresswell did well to get round in front of him. It'll be McKinstry to take the free kick. Everybody back defending for Wolves. McKinstry's delivery. One in the air by Jack Scott. And Campbell with the second header away. Under pressure from Allen. Oh, Richards looked to be caught there by Max Dean. So first touch for Louis Molden, who's previously been at Liverpool in his short career so far. Had a loan spell at Gloucester earlier this campaign. Hugo Bueno looking for Samuels, with Andreas Sondergaard not involved today. It means Bueno is the only Wolves man to have featured in every minute so far of the campaign. Good interception by Lewis Richards to protect his goal area. Samuels, I think, is going to be offside here. He'll stop chasing anyway. Drame with a throw. Kenner. Corbeanu trying to intercept. This is Jack Scott. Nice little pass to find Cundle. He's got Campbell running ahead of him. Bueno here on the outside. Drame was well positioned. Lonvijk try and pick out Bueno again. It was a good ball. Bueno being tracked all the way by McKinstry. You say he's been ever present, Hugo Bueno, this season. He's turned himself into a key part of this under-23 setup. McCarron's ball, trying to get Camera away. Lonvijk hesitated. Camera got past him. A real dangerous position this to be able to whip the ball into. Two-man wall of Cundle and Samuels out to try and block. Berardi and Cresswell are forwards from the back. Max Dean is just out of your shot to the right-hand side beyond the far post. McKinstry laying it for Rodrigo, who curled it, he curled it beautifully. It's a super finish. Leeds' first opportunity of the game, and the experience of Rodrigo Moreno has paid dividends for Leeds United.
Goal scorer for Leeds United, number 10, Rodrigo.
Something well worked from the training field. He still had an awful lot to do, Rodrigo, but he finished it really well. It'll be about the response from Wolves now. They've been used to scoring early themselves this campaign. Corbeanu won't be able to get on the end of that pass. Cresswell under pressure from Samuels. Needs to have worked it to Berardi. Rodrigo, the goal scorer. Drame looking for McKinstry, but Richards was there. Cresswell for Rodrigo, Cundall's foot in. McCarron trying to carry it forwards. Hongwan with the interception, but a little loose with the pass. He was superb, Hongwan, in the recent victory here. His performances have been steadily improving since he's nailed down more of a starting role. Key part of the victory over Crystal Palace. Dramé for Berardi. Samuel's challenge was unfair, according to the officials. Wolves haven't seen an awful lot of the ball so far. They've not really been able to get their danger man, Theo Corbeanu, into the action. Been following a similar path to the match between these two at the Thorpe Arch training ground earlier this campaign. Leeds were very much the dominant force early on. In the second half, Wolves came back strong, came back from 2-0 down. They may well have won it towards the end. Campbell won't reach that, Dramé with the interception. Rodrigo, he's got McKinstry on his outside. Happy to keep hold of possession, the former Valencia man. Wide for Camwa, running at Jack Scott. Just left the ball, fortunately for the Northern Irishman, to get the ball clear. And Samuel's turn to win a free kick. Well, since these two met in the second game of the season, Leeds won 13 matches, including a 9-game winning streak until they lost at Crystal Palace 2-0 last time out. Saw them charging towards the top of the table and opening out a fairly extensive gap. It's 14 points back to Wolves, though 3 games in hand. Stoke are the side in between, sandwiched by these two. They are 10 points behind Leeds with 1 game in hand. So it's going to be a hectic end towards the season. Top side will get promoted to PL2 Division 1, and then playoffs between the next 4, of which Wolves are very much in amongst that group. Crystal Palace have joined them on 26 points, but having played 2 games more. Lonvike with a good leap. Time for Hongwan. Nice touch by Samuels. Just Luke Cundall couldn't quite take it in his stride. That's better signs from Wolves. Not really been in control of it in the opening 11 minutes. Campbell couldn't quite keep it in. Cresswell for Kenner. Looking long for Camwa. He's got Jack Scott isolated. But Lonvike arrived to help out. McCarron's throw. Rodrigo's loose touch. Oh, you look at that, the pedigree of Rodrigo, where he has been in his career already. It's not the first time Wolves have come up against a senior pro. Christian Benteke opened the scoring for Crystal Palace in the 2-1 defeat at Selhurst Park earlier this campaign. McCarron's throw again. Can he let it run? Campbell to Hong Wan. Slid but didn't quite reach the ball. And this is Max Dean in behind. He's taking a trip and he's going to win a penalty. Got the wrong side of Nigel Lonvay. Not a huge amount of contact, but enough. And Lonvay will find his way into the referee's notebook as well. And Rodrigo, having scored one, has an opportunity against the trialist Louis Molden to double Leeds' advantage. Rodrigo v Molden then. Big opportunity for the youngster to make a name for himself. Rodrigo, oh, what a finish. He guessed right, Louis Molden, but he could not keep it out. And Rodrigo's second has opened up an extensive gap here.
Goal scorer for Leeds United, number 10, Rodrigo.
Wolves have come back from 2-0 down before against Leeds this season. And they have an awful long time left in the game to try and do so again. But it has been a difficult start. Condol's challenge. Jamming for Berardi. The flick was by Rodrigo, and it's Allen's pass wide for Camera. Leeds full of confidence, as you would expect, from taking such a commanding early lead. McKinstry. Kenner. Allen trying to exchange passes with Camera. And Corvenu winning it back. McCarron is with him. We know Corvenu has the quality, and he's showing it there. Lovely step in field. The little reverse ball on towards Hesketh. And Wolves showing a good response at the moment. Condor with the corner. He's trying to lift it in towards Chem Campbell. And Allen can bring it away. McKinstry for Max Dean. On again to Camwa. Well tracked though by Hong Wan. It's not quite saved the corner though. The assistant was flagging, and it will be a set piece. Plenty of options in that penalty area for Leeds again. As McKinstry didn't quite beat the first man, that was Jack Scott. Dean, not a bad delivery in, it was a brave attempt at a header. And they will stop the play to check on Nohan Kenner. Went flying in. Real desire to try and get on the end of Max Dean's cross. Hesketh with the restart. Lonvik looking for Corbeanu. Got it well. So did Cresswell though. Hong Wan finding Samuels. Now Corbeanu. It's being shown in field, but McCarran just got his body in the way of Theo Corbeanu. Hesketh did well to keep the pressure on, but Leeds have matched it. That was Hong Wan across with the block challenge. There might just be a little bit of blood here maybe for Charlie Cresswell, who I think headed the back of Austin Samuels a moment ago, and they will just get a little check on him. Seemed to feel towards his nose straight away after that challenge. Plenty of those watching on in the stands. And a certain Marcelo Bielsa is in watching this afternoon. He was there watching the game earlier this season as well. Keeps a keen eye on what Leeds United under 23s are getting up to. Probably having a watch on Rodrigo as well for his next first team squad. Samuel's challenge was heavy and Leeds didn't like it. Charlie Allen, the recipient. Samuel's a bit too keen to try and win the ball. Didn't seem to be any great malice involved. There'll be no treatment, but I think there will be a card coming for Austin Samuels. Second Wolves player of the afternoon into the referee's notebook. Nothing wrong with Wolves' fighting spirit so far. They need to start turning it into a consistent spell of possession and play. Two Rodrigo goals. The difference between these teams. Lonvik's clearance. Kenner with two headers. Like it did hit the arm of Owen Hesketh. McKinstry's delivery was towards Kenner, who got a contact to it. Richards and Hugo Bueno looking towards each other. As Noah and Kenner got in between the two of them. And he'll feel like a sweeter connection, and Leeds would have had a third. Here comes Hongwan. Decent driving run. Was looking towards Kundal, but Charlie Allen tracked him all the way. Leeds dominating the possession at the moment. Wolves with more corners, trying to force their way back into things. Chem Campbell, Bueno's cross. Nobody really read it. Jack Scott read that danger, and that's a lovely pass to find Theo Corbeanu. Corbeanu fancies having a go. Oh, it was a really good effort. A really good effort indeed from Theo Corbeanu. Not really seen him let fly from that kind of range before this season. All his finishes have tended to be inside the penalty area, but it had Elia Capriel scrambling. Kundal with the corner. Oh, Richards was arriving. Just didn't quite reach him. Wolves have just begun to threaten Leeds a little bit more these last couple of minutes. McCarron for Camwa, a little bit loose. Allen was there though. Dean. This is McKinstry. McKinstry shaping. Oh, good stop. And Scott with the clearing header. And that'll boost the confidence of Louis Malden. Late challenge on Rodrigo. Drawing another opportunity to get that ball in the penalty area. Leeds have got on with things quickly. And it's Rodrigo's cross, deflected into the arms of the goalkeeper by Jack Scott. Campbell dispossessed. Rodrigo for Kenner. McCarron came herring up on the outside. Couldn't wrap his foot round it. And that ball is probably going to be stuck on that roof. Now for the second game in a row, that is again where we are parked. And that's much closer to where we are parked than last time. It better not have dropped on top of my car, that's all I'm saying. Corbeanu, good challenge. Samuels through the middle. Support from Hesketh there as well. Corbeanu still driving on. Could only find the head of Cresswell. He is a talent, Theo Corbeanu. One thing that James Collins has spoken of is decision making in the key areas. Last time we were with you here on Wolves TV, and that victory over Crystal Palace, he made the first goal, forcing the own goal. He probably could have had a couple more himself, and it was a big opportunity where he raced through, had a 2-on-1 with the goalkeeper, and chose to go alone and put it wide. There will always be an element of young players who are learning their trade and learning what to do in certain situations. And these youngsters, and they are youngsters, they're the youngest average age in Premier League 2 Division 2 so far this season. Just over 19 years of age, the average age of the sides that have been put out. Compare that to Leeds, who are averaging around 21 and higher, with the likes of Berardi and Rodrigo involved today. Bueno wanted the free kick, nothing given. Samuel's trying to close in on Capriel. Cresswell's header, foot in by Hongwan. Lundvik back to Malden. Rich's clearance was missed by Kenner. Berardi finding Rodrigo. He's trying to feed it through towards Max Dean. That's not a bad ball to find Chem Campbell. Just out-muscled by Cresswell and drawing the foul. Drammer's ball, McKinstry. Players arriving, one of which was Allen. Thankfully, from a Wolves point of view, he didn't get the connection right. Leeds have had two, and they may well feel like they should have had a couple more. Corbenu's header on. Samuels couldn't hold. Bueno with a comfortable header home. Richards under pressure, but doing well. And now it's opening out for him. Corbenu. Richards has stayed up with him. Corbenu going for goal again. And it just felt the fingertips of Capriel on its way through for another corner. He's showing again, Theo Corbenu, that he is Wolves' most potent danger man. He may well be the man that can get them back into this match. Did so earlier this season. James Collins will be hoping he can do it again. Kundal, not a bad delivery. Nobody quite there with it though, and Rodrigo's big clearance. Hesketh challenging. Camera for Rodrigo. He's managed to find Allen. They just got a vital touch from Bueno. Nobody really there for that one. Hong-Wan for Corbinu. On the outside. Now Chem Campbell has brought that down nicely. Support from Bueno. Condell. Hesketh was an option inside. Condell's done really well. And Bueno with a driving run. Oh, a little deflection. Off Kenner. Just took it through to Elia Capril. Really good work by Luke Condell though, and Bueno had stayed forwards. Oh, that's a crunching challenge. Jack Scott did well to get out of the way of it. Camera holding it up against Jack Scott. April for Berardi. And Charlie Allen. McCarron for Cresswell. Rodrigo to Berardi. Leeds in control. Too high for Rodrigo this time. Hugo Bueno. Condell, he's got Hesketh and Bueno making runs ahead of him. Ball was meant for Hesketh, but Berardi read it. And I think Hesketh looking round and hoping that his teammates were following up there to put a bit of pressure on. It's the old adage that Andy Thompson and Chris Awolamo talk about a lot on our Matchday Live extra coverage with the first team, that if you're going to press, you need to all press together. Drama's cross. Jack Scott's clearing header. McCarron has Camera and Dean. This is Max Dean. We'll come back to Noah Kenner. Bobby Camera's back heel. McCarron will reach it. Malden got a touch and it just evaded Dean. Samuel's trying to kickstart the counter-attack. Corbinu. He's beaten one, he just couldn't quite keep it in. He beat the Leeds defender, but the touchline beat him. Berardi for Drama. Comfortable ball in field to Cresswell. Rodrigo has been involved in most of what Leeds have done going forwards. He's beaten by the byline this time. Well, Wolves maybe 2-0 down. They've shown signs that they can get themselves back into it. A couple of decent Theo Corbinu efforts, drawing equally impressive saves. There's no doubt James Collins will be hoping for more from his team in the second period. Richards forwards. Corbinu challenging and continuing to give chase. McCarron backwards. McCarron will be intercepted by Scott. Hesketh. Corbinu. Route to Kundal was blocked. Lonvike winning it in the air. Drama's driving run. Held up by Campbell, who went with him all the way. Big diagonal to McKinstry. Up against Bueno. Bueno went to ground. He needed support from Campbell. Looked like a little tug back on McKinstry. Scott Jackson agreed. Two-man wall to protect that near post. McKinstry and McCarron, the men ready to deliver. It's McKinstry, and it's inviting, and it really was inviting. And Cresswell may well should have scored. Louis Molden, well positioned in the end. Campbell's challenge, an unfair one. Well, there's no doubt that Leeds have had plenty of inviting opportunities. As much as Wolves will feel like they've had a couple of decent efforts, the league leaders probably should be more than two in front. And this is Cody Drammer on the run. For Max Dean, inviting for Camwa. Support for McCarron, who got carried away. And again, that's gone towards the cars in the car park. We've really got to stop parking there. It's becoming an insurance issue. Five minutes to go until the break. More work for the Wolves kitmen to go and collect the loose ball outside the stadium. Scott saw the run of Corbinu. Didn't quite find the execution. Rodrigo switching the play to Camwa. McCarron on the underlap. I'll be comfortable. Should mention that Nuno is up for the Premier League's Manager of the Month, having helped guide Wolves to, amongst other things, a victory over Leeds for the first team at Molineux a couple of weeks ago. Big derby game at Villa tomorrow. Make sure you join our Matchday Live extra coverage. Here comes Chem Campbell on the chase. Campbell, big opportunity, and Leeds got the numbers back to block. He carried it a long way, did Chem Campbell there. It opened out on his stronger right foot. But he might get another chance. Samuels. It's going to come to Kundal, or just a heavy touch. Here's Hesketh. Hesketh having a go. Couldn't keep it down. Well, Wolves' best chance of the game so far, undoubtedly. And Chem Campbell may well feel like he should have got them back into the game. Really inviting chance, and he waited and waited as long as he could to commit defenders. And Leeds just had too many numbers back there. Rodrigo had McKinstry wide. Switch it to Camera on the left instead. Hong Wan with the interception. Leeds winning it back in an advanced area. Dean trying to dig it in. It came off Lundvik and Rodrigo. Oh, what a block by Lewis Richards. And somehow Wolves have managed to keep it out. Come back in the game. A lot of it will come down to defending like that. What a key moment it could have been. Hesketh just running out of room. Kundal. Hesketh. Corbanu. Players ahead of him, one of which is Hesketh. And across came Cresswell. And it's end to end now. Fourth official preparing the board for how much will be added on. Corbanu, nice turn, decent delivery. It went past Samuels. Campbell, oh, trying to find Kundal. May well have been better off just trying to swing his foot at that himself. A little bit too intricate perhaps in a dangerous area. 1 minute is what we're going to have added on. Allen. Kenner. McCarron blocked off by Corbanu. Mention Nuno's nomination for the Premier League Manager of the Month, Ruben Neves, amongst those up for the Player of the Month award. João Moutinho also up for a Premier League award for Goal of the Month. Well, we haven't quite seen a Goal of the Month contender here this afternoon. Wolves behind to 2 goals in the opening 15 minutes. Rodrigo benefiting from a little pass slid to the edge of the penalty area from a short free kick, curling it into the far corner, and then having Nigel Lundvik conceding a penalty, Rodrigo was able to step up and smash it into the bottom corner. Lewis Richards has produced a stunning bit of defending to clear one off the line. Leeds have had a couple of other good opportunities. Theo Corbanu with a couple of decent efforts from distance, and Chem Campbell having an effort blocked only a couple of yards out from goal. Plenty for James Collins to work on at half-time as they try and find a way back into the game. But it's worth noting that when these two met earlier on in the campaign, Leeds were 2-0 up at half-time and Wolves got it back to 2-2. Will history repeat itself here at Agborough? We'll take a short break and we'll be back with you soon. Half-time. Wolves 0, Leeds 2. saw you go up. I was uptown there, and I saw you go up towards the wall with benches. I was like, I know what he's looking for. And then it was like, is he going to find it? So Leeds are here, just waiting for Wolves to get back out. Mentioned that game at Thorpe Arch earlier this campaign, back in September. Feels like an awful long time ago now. Greenwood and Joe Gelhardt with the goals for Leeds, had them 2-0 up at half time. They made a couple of changes at the break as well, and it was Theo Corvenu who got Wolves back into it 3 minutes after half time, set up by Hugo Bueno. And then Luke Cundall with an absolute beauty of a curler into the top corner. It was Corvenu with the assist this time. And it went end to end then for the final 20-25 minutes of the match. Hugo Bueno made an unbelievable run, beating 4 or 5 players before having his shot blocked at the time. It was one of those ones that commentators often describe as being like a boxing match or a basketball match, just one side attacking and then the other. Both sets of players were pretty much out on their feet at the end, literally. Absolutely gave it all. Leeds are going to make a couple of substitutions. Start the second half here. Looks like 3 changes. So we'll wait for the 4th official to get all the details of what those changes will be. But it looks like Berardi and Rodrigo are 2 of those who are going off. Maybe Marcelo Bielsa, who is here this afternoon, has seen enough in terms of their comebacks from injury. Wants to protect them for the first team. Here come Wolves. So we'll confirm all those changes for you in just a moment, but it is Rodrigo and Gaetano Berardi who've gone off, but one of those coming on is another first team player in Ian Poveda. Wolves trying to find a way back into the game. Can they start quickly at the start of this second half? Malden, oh, he sold that a little bit short. An early opportunity for Ian Poveda. There's confirmation for you that he's on for Bobby Camwa. And Rodrigo replaced by Sam Greenwood, who was the man who got Leeds' second goal when these two met earlier this campaign. Corbenut trying to challenge. Interception by Hong Wan. Samuels giving chase. Cresswell back for Elia Capriel, the goalkeeper. Put in by Lonvai. Cundall for Corbenut. Now for Cundall. Strong challenge by McKinstry. And Cundall did really well to hold on to it. Richards for Hong Wan. Now Lonvai stretching but reaching it. Into Samuels. Hesketh was tracking all the way there. This is Cundall. Owen Hesketh trying to set Corbenut away. Cresswell across in front of him, and Cresswell drawing the foul. So just to confirm for you, Leeds now with Elia Capriel in goal. Cody Drammer still at right back. Charlie Cresswell has been joined by Ollie Casey. In the centre of defence, Liam McCarron at left back. Stuart McKinstry has switched over to this left-hand side. That was he passing it back to Cresswell. Noah Kenny is the holder in midfield, with Charlie Allen on the right-hand side of the three. And Sam Greenwood and Ian Pervader now up top with Max Dean. Wolves, Louis Malden in goal. Jack Scott, Nigel Lundvik, Lewis Richards, Hugo Bueno. Hong Wan holding in midfield. Luke Cundall and Hesketh ahead of him. Theo Corbenut, Chem Campbell either side of Austin Samuels. It was around about this time of the game. Wolves got their first back in September. Hesketh losing out on the edge of the penalty area to McKinstry. Richards' clearance. McKinstry got it back from Dean. Switch to Cody Drammer. Pervader onto Drammer again. Pervader had continued his run, but Wolves got the block. Leeds keeping hold of possession. Here comes Pervader once more. And he's drawn the foul just outside the penalty area. Norwich are 1-0 up at Reading, by the way. The other game that kicked off at 1 o'clock, Middlesbrough, Newcastle, North East Derby. Kicked off at 1:30, still goalless in that one. Wolves just trying to stay 2-0 down in this one at the moment. McKinstry to deliver. Cresswell and Casey affords from the back. No, and Kenner is in there as well. It's not a bad delivery. It was well headed away by Richards. Allen was looking for McKinstry. There's Chem Campbell. Jack Scott's made an excellent run on the far side, and it's a good ball to pick him out. Oh, Scott's delivery. Hoping someone was sneaking across that near post area. Wolves did have numbers in the box, but nobody quite where Jack Scott put it. He's got an extended run in the team, Jack Scott, having seen Oscar Burr and Luke Matheson both go out on loan in January. Let's start off the campaign when Oscar Burr was much more involved with the first team. Luke Matheson coming back from a little injury he picked up in pre-season. He was one of the standout players for the under-18s last year and stepped up towards the under-23s towards the end of the campaign. Probably would have played a lot more had it not been curtailed by COVID in the end. Hong Wan's intercepting header. This is Jack Scott. Couldn't quite find Kundal. Hong Wan again across there though. Bueno for Campbell. Rather turned into Poveda. And Poveda has options either side. There's a big chance for Greenwood, and Jack Scott ended up turning it behind, and that could have gone anywhere. It's a good save by Molden initially, and Scott actually did well to get that over the top of the crossbar. Louis Molden trying to impress, to earn himself a deal here at Wolves. He's made a couple of decent saves in this game. He is a England under-19. McKinstry's corner, rather scooped underneath it. Looked towards the ground like a golfer blaming the turf. Corbeanu might open out here for Theo Corbeanu. He's been invited to go on the outside. And in the end, he's earned himself and his team a corner. Carried the ball an awful long way. It's one of the abilities that earned him so much attention and opportunities to train with the first team this season. Unused substitute a number of times in the Premier League. Kundal's corner. Campbell's making a run towards the near post. Went towards Corbeanu. A little bit of a miss kick. Scott saw the opportunity. Did take a deflection. Chance to keep the pressure on. Kundal will be the man to take. Poveda is out there to try and block. 5 to aim for in the penalty area. And it needed that clearing header because Lonvik was waiting just beyond. Poveda. Tricky willing runner, and Jack Scott had a swipe. And that's going to be a yellow card for Jack Scott. You can see on his image there that he had a rather interesting haircut when the season started. McKinstry with the free kick. Pervader's an option short. Allen is infield. McKinstry will go towards the big boys at the far post, and Malden did well to pluck it out the air. Richards sent a bit further back than he wanted to be by Nigel Lonvike's pass. Wolves comfortable enough to play themselves out of danger. Samuels took that nicely and just set it into an area for Corbeanu. And the sliding challenge from McCarron draws Wolves another corner. They've had plenty so far this afternoon. Third of the second half already. Luke Condell. Inviting. Away by Kenner. Pervader with a little bit of trickery. And that'll end up being a Wolves throw. Corbeanu. Oh, cheeky little nutmeg from Theo Corbeanu. But he couldn't make the most of it. Scott needs an option. Hesketh is in field. Corbeanu down the line. It goes towards Samuels, who's battling away with Cresswell. Cresswell coming off superior. Leeds not in any rush, in control of the scoreline, perhaps in control of the game at the moment. The Wolves are getting into decent areas, but they are not testing Elliot Capriel in the way that I feel they did in the first half. Drama's ball, Pervader giving chase, Richards seeing it behind. Well, if Wolves are to come back in this game, it will start to take something rather remarkable. Samuels, well, the more experienced, and using that experience, and then just ran out of room. Did everything right in the build-up. Used his strength and pace and power. Got himself into a decent area. Just a heavy touch. And that's a heavy touch that will allow Hesketh to find Samuels. Oh, and he was waiting for Condell. And it showed too much of the ball. And here's Pervader at the other end. Just fouling Hugo Bueno. You got to feel like Wolves could have made more of that opportunity. Hesketh with the interception. And Samuels just allowed the ball to come to him rather than he going to the ball. He's not had too many chances with the ball at feet on the edge of the penalty area. That could have been one of them. I think Wolves are going to be preparing a change relatively soon. You get a first appearance by Sadou Diallo, who was a major member of the team under Rob Edwards that won promotion from PL2 Division 2 a couple of seasons ago. Played his part in the turnaround at Manchester United in that final game. His late winner sealed promotion. Hesketh. Another little nutmeg. Greenwood fancied having a go. Mentioned that game against Manchester United that Sadou Diallo featured in. United goals were actually scored by Greenwood and Gomez. Mason Greenwood has since gone on to make a name for himself in the Premier League. Oh, that's a little bit of a loose clearance. Poveda, dangerous area, forced wide by Richards. Did well there, the Wolves man. And Condor with the interception though. Leeds have got it back again. Poveda's strike. Maldon with the save. Richards for Campbell. I say that Manchester United game, if you ever get a chance to head onto the Wolves official YouTube channel and see some of the reactions after that promotion winning victory. Wolves were 2-0 down with 9 minutes to go of that game and came back to win 3-2 to clinch a place in Premier League 2 Division 1. It was remarkable, and many of those players have gone on to have careers. It's Hong Wan being replaced. And on comes Sadou Diallo. McKinstry taking that free kick short. McCarron back to Cresswell. The reason I mentioned that Manchester United game so much as well is that it shows how quickly things can change, especially at this level of the game. Wolves need something similar. Richards for Lonvik. Jack Scott on the charge. It's a good run, and he just missed communication with Chem Campbell. Scott with a challenge with McCarron. Lonvik couldn't quite keep it in. Just to give you an idea of some of the players that were involved in that promotion-winning team, Oscar Burr, of course, has gone on to play in the Premier League for Wolves, out on loan right now. Niall Ennis making a name for himself at Plymouth. Cameron John at Doncaster, Elliot Watt at Bradford, Ryan Giles at Rotherham. And perhaps the biggest one, Pedro Gonçalves, who they talk of as the new Bruno Fernandes at Sporting Lisbon. There's a youngster here who didn't really fulfil the obvious potential that he had. Went to Famalicão in Portugal and has done really well. Jama on for Dean. Richards couldn't quite get the full block. Pervader. Put in by Bueno. Drama to carry it on. Miscontrol when it came back from Pervader, and that allowed Chem Campbell to nip in. And now Sadou Diallo. Condell's lost it. Greenwood's gone for it. And he only found the stand. So listing off those players that are now playing in the Football League and more. Shows the excellent work that's been done by Wolves Academy coaches over the last couple of years. And there will be benefits felt for years to come. The challenge is to produce even more and get them playing higher. And that's why there are so many younger players involved with the under-23s nowadays. McCarron, Corbeanu, his first season at under-23 level. Kenner. Cresswell finding Allen. Time beginning to go against Wolves. They need an impact. Condell with the foot in. Perhaps need a little bit of inspiration. Way back into this. Scott. Corbeanu settling for the throw. Richards spotted the run of Bueno. It was a nice idea. Campbell couldn't quite win it. Cody Drama. Carried on by Allen. Greenwood for Pervader. It's Leeds looking more and more threatening. Jack Scott with the interception. Corbeanu. Hesketh is the man in the middle. Here is Hesketh. Might be worth a go. Oh, and the little deflection. Wrong-footed Capriel for just a moment. It's been a good goal-scoring form, Owen Hesketh. It's getting his opportunity with top scorer Taylor Perry being out injured. Hopefully, will only be a couple of weeks before he's back fit. And here comes Condell. And he wanted to try and get it on target and under real pressure. Never really able to set himself. Last 20 minutes. Remember, Leeds made all their substitutions at half-time. McKinstry on for Max Dean. Dean back onto his right foot. Flag has gone up. Malden had made the save anyway. Looks like Pascal Estrada. They're talking to. Hesketh. He spotted the run of Bueno. Charlie Allen spotted the pass. Poveda. Switching it for McKinstry. McKinstry's ball in, and Lonvike actually did pretty well just to get his feet in the right position to make sure that went the wrong side of the post. Could have deflected anywhere. It's one of those players who looks to be getting better and better, fitter and stronger the longer this campaign goes on, Nigel Lonvike. He'll be feeling it now. He's played a lot of football. McKinstry's delivery came all the way through to Poveda. Malden parrying away. Richards completing the clearance. McKinstry making the long walk from left to right. Casey and Cresswell affords from the back. It's towards Casey. Got a decent connection on it. Lonvike. Samuels did well. Hesketh for Bueno. Just had to halt his run to wait for the ball. Campbell scored a wonderful goal away at Leeds last season in the Premier League Cup, did Chem Campbell. He was nominated for the Academy Goal of the Year. Last 3 meetings between these two were all draws. Both in the Premier League Cup last season when Leeds were in the Professional Development League. Got themselves Category 1 status in the summer, stepping up to Premier League 2 level. And they've acclimatised well so far. Wolves dropping down from PL2 Division 1. Going about it a slightly different way. Still going strong. Both sides involved at the right end of the table. But Poveda is threatening a third for Leeds. Big chance for Dean. And he just got underneath it. He's had his opportunities, Max Dean. Thankfully, he hasn't been able to take them. And only those 2 goals from Leeds record signing Rodrigo, the difference between these two sides, though. Leeds unarguably have had the better opportunities across the whole game. Wolves' best chances in the first half. A couple of decent efforts from range from Theo Corbanu. And a couple of half chances from range in the second half. Cresswell. McCarron's running out of play. And Wolves are making a double change. Chem Campbell being replaced. Pascal Estrada on. And Connor Carty coming on for Austin Samuels. So Wolves will go to 5 at the back. Estrada will play through the middle. Lonvike to his right, Richards to his left. Bueno and Scott become wing backs. Diallo looking for Lonvike here. Carty, the fresh legs up top. Partnered by Theo Corbeanu. It'll be up to Hesketh and Sadou Diallo to get up there and support Connor Carty as Estrada draws the foul. Gabriel. Richards will have the throw. Wolves have 13 minutes. Approaching 12. Get themselves back into this game. Gabriel for Casey. Drama's ball in field. Diallo was the man putting the pressure on. Lonvike there ahead of Poveda. Molden's clearance. Estrada. Allen stood on the ball. Diallo's good footwork. Not quite matched by Hugo Bueno. Richards. He absolutely meant that crossfield ball. And here's Theo Corbeanu. They might open out infield for Corbeanu. It was a clever reverse ball, but Connor Carty wasn't quite on the same wavelength. I think many expected Corbeanu to go for it himself. It's those kind of moments at key stages that haven't quite worked out for Wolves this afternoon. Lonvike there ahead of McKinstry. Condell for Scott. Carty will get the free kick. Estrada for Condell. Sense a little bit more urgency in Wolves now. They know time is beginning to run out. That's nice work by Diallo. Just too heavy a pass for Lewis Richards. Allen for Drama. Poveda. No, and Kenner. This is Liam McCarron. Leeds probably thinking about a clean sheet from here on in. Open out their gap at the top of the table again. Interception by Condell. Bueno couldn't find Hesketh. Still plenty of time to go in the season, but it could well be one of those results that turns out to be crucial in Leeds' sense, getting themselves plenty clear at the top despite teams below them having games in hand. They'll know that plenty of the teams below them have to play each other. After this, Wolves have a 10-day break before Sunderland come here to Agborough. And then an away trip to Middlesbrough. Rearranged game with Villa on Good Friday, the start of April. Home games with Newcastle and Albion and Norwich. And then back-to-back matches with Reading to finish the campaign. The prospect of having Christian Marquez and Taylor Perry back in the coming weeks would be a big boost. Or McCarran benefiting. A little bit of lapse play from Lonwijk and Corbeanu, but Wolves have managed to get away with it for the time being. McKinstry, touch on by Greenwood. Quite fine Dean. Now then, Connor Carty trying to force his way through. Needed to keep hold of the ball. That's been part of the issue. Wolves have got themselves into good areas. They've not quite met the standards that they set in the last week. It was always going to be difficult when they were 2-0 down after 15 minutes. But that's how it stayed all the way through to now. Is there going to be a little bit more? Capriel. Cundall for Scott. Interception by McCarran. Max Dean. Greenwood getting the better of Hesketh. Pervader. He took a tumble, Pervader, and he looked round towards the official. Lewis Richards has an issue. He's just trying to stretch out. It may be a cramp. He's been training an awful lot with the first team. Really highly thought of. Former Academy Player of the Year. He's had to get through an awful lot of work defending on this Friday afternoon. It'll be Sam Greenwood. It looks like he fancies a go for goal. And it is Greenwood. Oh, clipped the top of the crossbar. Louis Molden reacted like He always had it covered. I'm not so sure he did. There's plenty of whip on it. Didn't quite have the dip. Vader for Allen. Casey able to turn away from Carty. Vader. Now Greenwood. Vader again. Oh, and it just about wriggled past that post. Malden got decent hands to it. It just looked like it was going to squirm in. And it still Leeds looking the more likely to add to their lead, while the Wolves to get a late turnaround as things stand. McKinstry's corner. Teed up for Vader. Support from Casey, who had a go. Malden well behind it. Lonvike has carried it a long way. Corbeanu inviting him to continue. Good run. Cresswell was well positioned though. Also get the throw. Rather unnecessary clearance into the stand by Max Dean. You can see all the pitch covers that are doing a really good job. The surface here at Agborough has been really impressive all season. Obvious difficulties with Telford's New Bucks Head last year. Saw a number of games played at different venues. Credit to the ground staff here. Kidderminster. Well, the best of clearances by Malden. Cundall putting his foot through it. Only as far as Cody Drammer. And Vader again. Drammer. Well, everyone seemed to stop, including Drammer, because I think even he thought he was going to be offside. The officials disagreed. Corbeanu. Carty. And they'll get a free kick. And there will be a card coming. Three minutes to be added on. It really will be something remarkable now if Wolves are able to get something from this game. Might have to score here, you feel. Richards towards Lonvike, he got something on it. Couldn't get it to a teammate though. As ever, we will get your reaction that you will be able to see the Wolves Academy social media pages. Find them via @Wolves and at wolves.co.uk. Corbeanu. Cundall for Richards. His turn to drive it forwards. And off his weaker foot. A long way away from that near post. Don't forget, you can also check out the Under-23s update. Regularly updated weekly on our new Wolves radio service. Check it out via wolves.co.uk and via the Wolves app, wherever you are on the move. You can get the very latest from your club. Matchday Live Extra back with you tomorrow afternoon from Villa Park for the big derby. And a little bit of nonsense going on. Max Dean will be pulled away by Nigel Lonvike. And they'll just try and calm things down here, Scott Jackson. Tempers flaring at the end of a top of the table battle. Referee telling them they have 30 seconds to play, so don't do anything silly. And here comes Dean. One fight. Just about enough. And Hesketh a little bit too eager. And it's Leeds who get the bragging rights from this one. Top of the table side, getting back to winning ways. Wolves turn around in form. That's seen them lose only one of their last 6 games, coming to an end after back-to-back wins last week. It was 2 early goals from Leeds record signing Rodrigo inside the opening 15 minutes. The second from the penalty spot, the first from a well-worked free kick. Leeds will feel like they could have added to their 2 goals. Wolves having a couple of decent efforts from distance in the first half. Never really tested Elliot Capriel in the Leeds goal enough in the second. Still plenty of games to go and plenty of games in hand for James Collins' side. They are still very much in amongst the promotion shake-up in Premier League 2, Division 2. But the points on this occasion go to the league leaders from Yorkshire. Thank you very much for your company as ever. I'll be back with you for the first team coverage. Matchday Live Extra tomorrow afternoon from Villa Park, where Carl Ikemi, Sam Ricketts, Jack Price and Stanislav Petrov will be part of our coverage of the big derby for the first team. Have a good night. We'll see you then.